I was overwhelmed with work, exhausted, smothered by the daily grind. One evening, I went out for a drink with an old friend, with one of the rare people who appear just when you need them, even if you don't see them often. Sensing my mood, he offered a simple suggestion to help me relax. I nodded politely, though the idea sounded ridiculous to me.
It's fascinating how certain things, seemingly trivial, carry deep meaning in our lives. For centuries, psychology remained a branch of philosophy. It wasn't recognized as a legitimate science for a long time, but eventually, it carved its place among the positive sciences. So what does this have to do with painting a mandala? The answer lies in the concept of archetypes, a term introduced by the Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. His theory is distinguishing from Freud, marking turning point in modern psychology. The idea of archetypes exists across cultures and religions. For example, the biblical story of Adam and Eve's expulsion from Eden is often cited as an archetypal theme, symbolizing a universal human experience. Archetypes are symbolic reflections of collective knowledge, appearing in myths, literature, and even dreams. They serve as foundational patterns upon social and psychological structures are built. The term archetype comes from the Latin and the Greek archetype, meaning original pattern or first model. It refers to fundamental psychology imprints that shape of human thought and behavior. According to Jung's theory of the collective unconscious, archetypes are inherited memories, fragments of ancestral experience stored in subconscious, much like instinctual knowledge in animals.
The following weekend, after draining work week, I decided to spend the entire day resting. My house was quiet, peaceful, yet I couldn't shake off a sense of restlessness. Then, almost without thinking, I sat at my computer and searched for mandalas. Remembering my friend's suggestion, I downloaded a few designs, printed them as outlines, and prepared to paint. At first, I felt lazy, but as soon as I started, something shifted. That moment felt like a beginning.
According to Jung, just as we inherit physical traits from our ancestors, we also inherit spiritual and psychological traits. These inherited patterns are the foundation of Jungian archetypes, which he classified into four major categories: anima animus, the shadow, persona, and the self. Jung believed that when choosing a partner, a man subconsciously seeks a reflection of his own soul, his inner feminine aspect, which he called the anima. Similarly, women project their subconscious, animus, the inner masculine side, onto their partners. This hidden dialogue between anima and animus shapes our romantic relationships, often without us realizing it. The shadow represents the darker aspects of our psyche, the suppressed fears, instincts, and desires we refuse to acknowledge. The religious depictions of the devil can be seen as symbolic representations of this archetype, illustrating the struggle between our conscious self and our hidden primal nature. The persona is a social mask we wear, the roles we play in different settings. A woman may be a nurturing mother at home but a decisive leader at work. A man may be reserved in public but deeply expressive in private. Our personas help us function in society, but they can also trap us if we lose touch with our true selves. The self is a central archetype, representing the unification of consciousness and unconsciousness. Jung believed that, interestingly, he often depicted the self as a circle of a mandala, reinforcing the idea that wholeness is the key to personal fulfillment. In simple terms, just as a father archetype symbolizes power and authority, and a mother archetype represents nurture and security. Every human experience is shaped by these timeless patterns.
Hours passed as I painted, though I barely noticed. Something as simple as filling a mandala had put me in a meditative state. Curious, I searched online and discovered that this sense of relaxation was no coincidence. It was tied to our unconscious connection with primordial symbols deeply rooted in human history. I felt immense gratitude toward my friend for his unexpected but valuable suggestion. Have you ever had a similar experience with archetypes? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let's discuss.